Essentially, yeah. This was the first full day in the office, really, because I've been really started working for the college even before I even got my contract. Really, what I mean by that is you spend a lot of time getting to know the college and studying. And as soon as I got done with my other job in Tyler, I'd come home and do a lot of things to come up to speed with budgets and tax bases, just kind of researching the college in general. So, but yeah, Friday was the first board meeting, and I was kind of a welcoming for the president, and then yesterday was the first full day, and every minute of every hour was busy.
How's the transition been for you and for your family as well?
It's been great, you know, being from Corpus Christi with family. Here has been, they've just been absolutely wonderful. My parents still live here, and you know, we've my wife and I, Jody, we have 2 boys, Ben and Luke, and it's been a kind of a trip to Grandpa's and Grandma's house, you know, and so that's been a lifesaver, and it's been a lot of fun too. So we spent a lot of family time in the process, and just like anybody else, whenever you have those kind of support systems, whether you're a student or a president of a college, you know, it helps. And so that never stops, and so we're having a great transition. Started off here, finished my first 2 years of study, and then transferred to then CCSU. Finished with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from CCSU, and then went on to finish my master's degree there as well a few years later.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you transition from criminal justice to education?
Well, it was a kind of an evolution, really, because it was the degrees I have are actually criminal justice, counseling, and then educational administration. And how that happened is, well, counseling is kind of that universal. You can apply it in many arenas. But started off in criminal justice, you know, my dreams were to be a federal agent, working for one of the federal law enforcement agencies, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. And at one point I was doing that with the U.S. Border Patrol, but so I started off in criminal justice, and I used my master's degree and went into law enforcement and other things. I was an investigator for protective services here. Did some drug counseling, detention officer at the boot camp, you know, here in town, and did all these sorts of things, and they were great. But I just knew in my heart that somewhere there was another line of service that I think I could that I knew I could engage in that would help me better serve mankind, my fellow mankind. That's really what I wanted to do. Well, before I knew that in my heart, but I took one more attempt at law enforcement, and I went to go work for the U.S. Border Patrol. I sustained a really nasty injury, had a couple of knee surgeries, and then I told the Department of Justice, you know what, I'm going to go, and at the time I was going to earn a law degree, I thought, or a doctorate. Well, I was rehabbing my knee for 1.5 years, and I came back. I actually came back to Corpus to have all of this done, because I liked the local doctor, and since I was going to be off of work, I came back here to do this. So in that time, in 1.5 years' time of rehabbing and going through these, you know, these surgeries and everything else, I was able to really do some introspection, deep introspection, and decide what I wanted to really do. And I just knew, I said, you know what, this probably isn't the most financially lucrative idea, but what I want to do is I want to go serve students and help students get through school, get through college. That's what I'm at. And I knew that in those simple terms. That's what I knew I wanted to do.
So you started at UT Commerce and you moved around. It's taking you through Chicago, Tarrant County. What was one of your best experiences? What would you say?
I would definitely say, gosh, I've had a wonderful experience. I've been very, very fortunate. But my time in Chicago was probably my most eye-opening. It's where I experienced the most growth, professionally and personally. In Chicago, it's a union environment. It's a very, very heavy, strong union environment. It can be a tough place to work. But, you know, obviously leaving my home state and taking my then brand new, my oldest boy was just a little bitty baby. And my wife and I, we sold our house and just took off, you know, and that was stressful. But, you know, whether you're an administrator or a faculty member, certainly if you're a student, sometimes it's in rough seas that you learn to sail.
Right,
You know,
right.
you've heard that saying. But that experience right there, my time as vice president, executive vice president up at Morton College in Cicero, Illinois, was I would say, day for day, pound for pound, my best experience.